Hey, welcome back to the What's Up Castleberry podcast. It's Drew Taylor here along with my co-host Andy Searles.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 17. We should have a little competition, Drew. See who has listened to all 17 of these episodes. I know that I have. Have you?
I don't know. Relatively. Yes, I have. They're very engaging, very interesting, very creative. Well done.
Truth be told, it's the first thing I turn on Tuesday morning when I leave my house on my exercise routine. And actually, Drew, you and I and Robin, our producer who's here. Hey, Robin. She's waving in mute. We'll often drop each other a text at some like 7 o'clock every morning. Say, hey, that was great. Good job. But yes, welcome to episode 17.
It's true. Yes. Episode 17 of the What's Up Castleberry podcast. If you have not heard us before, welcome. We're glad you're here and a part of the conversation that Andy and I have each week, each Tuesday, as Andy said. We are Castleberry residents, local pastors, dear friends, community aficionados. I don't know what the word would be, but
aficionados makes it sound like we're good at it. So I don't know.
Connectors. We're definitely connectors.
We
love to have conversations on this podcast for the good of the people of Castleberry and the surrounding areas. We love talking about Castleberry related issues and including guests and friends who are involved with Castleberry. Andy, stuff is slowly beginning to open again. Restaurants are opening partial capacity. I saw the beach is now open. Where all have you and your family ventured out to recently?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. We've been pretty cautious. Even as we've eaten out a couple of times, we've done takeout, so we haven't actually been in a restaurant yet. We've talked about going to the beach, but we haven't made it there yet. But I did go and get my hair cut for the first time in about 3 or 4 months this past Tuesday. My son Jonathan and I went, and we wanted to go a little bit earlier, but we kind of tried to log on, and the wait was 7 hours. So we thought, we don't need it that much. So we logged on early and reserved a place the next morning, and honestly had a great experience. We checked it online. We kind of waved through the door that we were here. We waited outside with some other customers, and then they let us in, one at a time. And there was only like 4 chairs open, so the distance was there. And the lady sprayed all her scissors and razors and equipment down every time she put it down. And I was a little bit worried about what it was going to be like, but I felt very safe. I felt like I was in the hands of a professional who has been very cautious and caring towards me. So, I got to tell you though, it felt good to see some of that kind of long, shaggy mullet hair that I was growing fall off and hit the ground.
Yes, it is good to just kind of have a fresh stepping out, and you look good. You look sharp.
Well, the reason we're a podcast and not a video blog or whatever. What about you, Drew? Where have I know it's been a crazy week, as we talked about last week with the baby, but have you guys made any trips out?
Yeah, we have been staying home a good amount due to baby Jalen making his appearance in our lives. It was interesting, though. There's been lots of friends and family that have dropped off things from Target or have ordered stuff. My wife has ordered things for baby, and really realizing very quickly that when you have a new baby, you've got a budget, just a baby budget for lots of different varying things. So I've gone to Target.
It's only just beginning, Drew.
That's right. Only beginning. We've gone to Target. I've gone to Target a couple of times. Becky's stayed home. We've visited some close family. My wife's family's around here in Winter Springs, and we, as of this recording, we will have gone to the beach for the first time. For Memorial Day weekend. We're going over to the beach with Jalen for the day and probably hanging in the condo, maybe by the pool a little bit, but getting out and getting a lot of fresh air, going for a lot of walks and all as well. So Yeah, it's good that stuff is opening again. Very appreciative, even from the church side of things, that folks are using some just common sense as well as also demonstrating understanding and patience. It does not feel like there's this massive swell of people pushing down the doors, but it's kind of just a slow and steady build of things opening, the community welcoming people kind of back together and doing a good job of socially distancing. Is that kind of your thought too?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, again, both you and I have two sides of this coin, right? One is that we are being cautious citizens moving back into the world. But secondly, we are leaders in our organizations that are starting up. And my experience as a leader there is that it has not been easy to figure out how to do church, how to lead our organization, how to love our people coming into this. So I know that, we've put all kinds of provisions in place. We've been hyper cautious. We're kind of moving at the pace of the most nervous person on our team, those kind of things, because we really want to protect people and we really want to care for people as we come out. And there's a practical physical side of that, but there's also an emotional side of that as well. And I would affirm what you said, that I think generally it seems like most people are being respectfully cautious as they move forward, and that's something to celebrate and something that we can be proud of as a society.
Absolutely. And to that point, as we look to care for individuals, especially some of the most vulnerable, there is a Castleberry news topic that is worth discussing and highlighting. Andy, you and I both received an email from a man named Jason Costa that works for the city of Castleberry, that the city is going to be offering a virtual summer art academy this summer. And I'm reading the details here from the little poster there, that young artists in Castleberry. So if you are a young artist or know someone that is interested in art, there will be a virtual summer art academy at the Castleberry Art House from June 1st through July 31st, Monday through Friday, from 9 until 12. And the weekly art classes are online for kids ages 6 to 12. That's interesting. Our city is trying to engage our youngest members with art. Art is a very important part of who we are at Lake Concord, the Art House, other places. And we're offering an art academy. So thank you, city.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, for many years, the city's had all kinds of camps for kids along different lines, along different themes. And like everybody else, this COVID-19 has brought an incredible challenge to how do we do things this year. And I'm really grateful that our city has decided to innovate and put these classes in platforms that are safe and helpful and continue to offer these great things to our kids. I will say, when I got the flyer, again, I'm like, man, I wonder if there's an age limit on that, because I would like to learn some of that stuff as well. But I think it's great. So often government gets a bad rap because they move so slowly and often miss opportunities, but not here. And I appreciate the work of so many that have pivoted so quickly to provide opportunities for young children and students in our city. It's pretty impressive, because I know it's not easy, and I know there's a whole lot that has to go on behind the scenes to make those kind of things possible.
Agreed. Yes. And if you would like to have your child or grandchild or somebody from your neighborhood sign up for the Virtual Art Academy, I see here at the bottom of the poster, it says register at the city's website, castleberry.org, and then click on recreation and you'll find the link there. So hope you check it out.
So you must actually sign up for that virtual class.
That's right. That's right. Well, let's take a moment now, Andy, and change gears and answer a listener question. I love today's question. Love all your questions from our faithful listeners. As Andy said, our challenge is out there. Listen to all of the previous episodes to catch up on what's going on with us. But if you have a question or a comment, we love to engage with you and hear your feedback. You can do so and connect with us on a multitude of platforms. You can direct message us on our Facebook page or Instagram feed called What's Up Castleberry. You can email us, or you can check out our brand new website, which ties into the question of the day. Our new website. Andy's giving drum roll.
Is that the drum roll? Can you hear that? Can we hear that, Producer Robin?
Our What's Up Castleberry website is literally the name, whatsupcastleberry.com. And the question today is, hey guys, when is the website you mentioned going live? And what is the website name? And what all will be on it? Great question.
Yes, listener, we are so thrilled that you asked that. I'm trying to, we're still recording on Zoom, and I'm trying to gauge Producer Robin's face as we talk about this, because she's wanted to keep it under wraps. But hopefully now, by the time this episode is live, so is our website, and it's going to be full of fascinating, helpful things about the podcast and about the community. On it will be feeds to our social media. There'll be feeds to some of the platforms that you can listen to the podcast. Every episode will be there. So if you missed one, you can go back and find out about that. And I think, Drew, one of the things that's going to be great about these episodes is that we'll be able to look back on them a number of months from now and say, oh yeah, that was still relevant. That still teaches me something about the city. There's an About page, which has a little bio for Drew and I, and then we have a page where we list our partners in the city, in the community, and all around. And then there's a contact page, which we would love for you to go to, because there you can communicate with us, and it's just going to be super exciting. So here's what you need to do right now. Pause the podcast. If you're listening on your phone, jump on your browser. If you're listening on your computer, open up another tab and type in whatsupcastleberry.com, and you can find out more about us and who we are, what we want to do, and where we're going. But Drew, as we celebrate the website, we also need to celebrate Producer Robin. Right?
Absolutely.
Who is not a website designer, but has learned how to do it. And out of the kindness and generosity of her heart, she has given her time and she's developed some skills and she has put this together. So thank you, Producer Robin, for allowing us to have this new medium to connect with people. We really hope and believe that it's going to expand our reach and help communicate some of the great things that are happening in our city with a broader audience.
Andy, I feel like our team, as I look at our Zoom screen, I feel like our team collectively is like the little engine that could. You know, like any one of us individually are kind of we're fine, but together we're just chugging along. We all have our skills, all things we bring to the table, and we really are a great team. So thank you, Producer Robin, and thank you, Andy.
And James and yes. Christian and Jeremy, who also work behind the scenes. But yeah, if we're a train, honestly, Drew, I think Robin's the engine and maybe me and you are the caboose.
I like that analogy. That's good. Well, very good. As we transition to our guest, part 2 of our conversation with Karen Almond, the school board member and a lovely friend and Castleberry citizen. We just want to thank you for listening. And again, check out and reach out to us for a listener question. Our sponsor for today's episode is Kelly Financial Solutions. We are so thrilled to have Travis Kelly and Kelly Financial Solutions be a part of this team. We recognize that right now, in the days in which we live, buying a home may not be the most important thing on many's minds. However, now is when mortgages are low and there's lots of opportunities to move into that season of life, depending on where you are. Kelly Financial Solutions would be a great place. If you're looking for a mortgage solution that will truly work for you, then look no further than Travis and his team. They specifically say on their website that they are a small operation. They will give you personal service and attention. You won't get passed around to lots of different folks. So check out Travis. He's a member of the Castleberry Chamber of Commerce, very involved in the city of Castleberry, and Kelly Financial Solutions. Their website is www.wearecleartoclose.com. We'll be back.
Hello and welcome back to part 2 of our insightful, fascinating interview with Karen Almond, a member of our school board, a longtime Castleberry resident, and who shared last week she was actually working for the city way back when it was a different place to live. Karen, welcome back. Thanks for being with us again this week.
Thank you, Andy and Drew. Glad to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, we loved last week as well that you shared that you were a connector, and we're both very grateful for the opportunity to be connected to you and for the number of times you've helped us connect with others.
Thank you.
Drew, were you leaning forward to say something?
I was just, I'm so excited about the previous conversation. I want to encourage all of our listeners, please go back and listen to Karen and share some of her personal story and her experience and time in Castleberry. We're going to structure this conversation more in the nuts and bolts of what goes on within being a school board member. So listen to part 1 and then we'll check out our conversation now. So Andy and Karen, I'll ask the first initial launch question because it is so much on our minds and culture right now. The school has pivoted. I say the school and kind of the big school. Mm-hmm. Has pivoted away from many of its systems and kind of traditional structures that we've known by the COVID-19 time, and I think has done so with great success. Karen, from your perspective, what are some of the stresses, joys, maybe a lesson that we've learned through this challenging transition?
I think some of the stress would be what you don't see. Dr. Griffin, our superintendent, and his administrative team, they're working all day, all night, and weekends. It seems there's less travel because we're not going to events, we're not going to campuses, but there's way more time spent on the screen, which is stressful too. Mm-hmm. Lots and lots of webinars. They're on with the Commissioner of Education. Dr. Griffin is a leader in the state, so a lot of people reach out to him. He's got some mini groups put together, like-minded superintendents. We try to take as much of the stress off everyone else's plate, or I should say they try to take as much of the stress off everyone else's plate. We were already preparing for distance learning before it happened. I think Dr. Griffin's vision, when he sees something as potential, he comes up with a plan rather than we've seen sometimes people say, well, if it happens, then we'll deal with it. It's too late to deal with it at that time. Some of the good, there's so many kind people out in the community that have donated food, they've donated hygiene items, they've sewn masks. They've reached out to neighbors to help them. You know, I see, hey, I'm going to the grocery. Can I do something for you? It's heartwarming for that. Did I answer your whole question?
That really does, yeah. And I love that you mentioned that Dr. Griffin already was preparing, and kind of the collective board was working together on distance learning. As a pastor, one of the most frequent conversations I have with our families is just children and parents and the dynamic of distance learning. What advice would you give to parents regarding distance learning as they adapt to kind of the new normal, at least for this time period in education?
I would say be patient. A lot of these parents don't get to spend the kind of time with their children that they're spending with them now. Please ask for help and support. There is no foolish question. There is so much support available, sometimes too much that it can be overwhelming. You don't want a link to every single thing out there. You want just what you need. One of the things we're looking at is when they return, revisiting this last couple of months just to make sure kids have in place the basic support they need to move forward and to build on the skill set. We're going to work on their mental health and well-being before the academics.
Karen, that's great, because as a parent of some distant learners, I'm looking for that mental health care as well.
Oh, yes.
It's been a trip, but I will say, as I've stood over my children's shoulder and observed what they were doing, I've just been so impressed about how the school system has been able to pivot so well at such short notice. I mean, what is it, 62,000 kids in the county? Oh, really? Yeah.
7,000.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure there are some exceptions, but it must be way over 99% are continuing to receive a great education from our school system.
Sure. Well, we gave out 10,000 laptops for kids in need. Spectrum stepped up to make sure there were some hot spots in areas where the families were lacking connectivity. It's been good. Some of the teachers have said kids that they couldn't reach in the past, who were maybe socially uncomfortable, have been doing very well. So, you got to find the silver lining.
Yeah, and I think they are, and I can only believe that as we come out of this, it will actually have been a great development tool for the kids in ways beyond just the academics as well. The self-discipline that's needed, the intuitiveness that they will have learned, the innovation, the ability to change. And I think those softer skills are so important, and you've helped nurture those as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. But having said that, I'm also ready for school to resume. In fact, I'm wondering if we can just cancel summer and keep sending some stuff to keep my kids occupied during the summer. But honestly, I know your staff and your teachers deserve a break, and I certainly hope they have a deep, relaxing, long summer. But then, of course, things will start cranking up, we expect, in August again, when children return to school. What are some of the changes that you are talking about, foreseeing, predicting when school starts in August?
I think elementary will, this is just my personal opinion, I think elementary will look a lot like it does today because they're very young children. I think we're looking at a little bit more flexibility for middle and high. And high school, especially where kids can drive, more virtual options for them. Maybe we could have some co-teaching, because you couldn't offer both with one teacher because the workload would be insurmountable.
Right.
But we'll see. We're going to be creative. We're open to input. There are 4 different task forces that are working right now on reopening facilities, on all the different aspects of it, including academics. And there are people as well as community leaders that have areas of expertise that they're lending us. So I have not seen any feedback yet. I think it's a little bit early. They've been meeting the last week. But give it another month. We'll see.
I predict it will be a busy summer for some of those leaders, and we're so grateful for the sacrifices that they're making.
I was thinking the same thing. It's going to be a busy summer, even as families maybe transition to some things. That there's just a lot. Listeners, I hope this is encouraging to you that there's a lot of work being done and continuing to be worked on throughout this time period. Karen, this is obviously an extremely challenging time. Imagining when you signed on as a school board member, you probably did not imagine you would be dealing with a global pandemic in some way. Are there lessons personally that you have learned just as a school board member that you would take and hope to maybe share to those that follow you from this time?
From this COVID virus?
From this challenging, having to be flexible, and yeah.
Yeah, well, it's the second most flexible time in my experience. I've been on the board for 9 years. Dr. Calderon and I were elected at the same time. Almost as a light switch goes on and off, the economy tanked when we were first elected. Mm-hmm. And one of the toughest decisions we ever had to make was ceasing operation at Longwood Elementary. Mm-hmm. People are married to their school. They have a deep, deep connection, sometimes generational. I could say it for mine. My kids and I went to the same school. I'd love my grandkids to go there too. It's a cool thing. It's a legacy. So we had to make horrific cuts and things back then. This is a little bit different. We're not driving it. We're having to react to it. We've got a great team in place. It'll remain to be seen.
That's a great comment regarding just leadership and kind of the different roles that we play sometimes. Sometimes it's driving the cause forward, and other times, as you said, it's reacting. And one of the goals that Andy and I have on this podcast is to talk about leadership and being active, involved citizens in whatever you're doing in your life. So that very good insight. Andy, go ahead and ask the next question.
Yeah, I think just to build on that, Drew, Karen, you said earlier that the best advice you could give to parents right now is just be patient. And I think that's kind of like a two sides of the same coin, right? Is that as parents and as community members, we need to show that same patience to those who are making these decisions. None of us have ever been here before. We're all kind of figuring it out as we go. We're all reacting and responding much more than we would like, and our normal leadership posture is. So let's be patient with one another. We'll all make mistakes. Let's be gracious to one another. Karen, you've been on the school board for 9 years now, and that season of your life is coming to an end. What's next for you? But before we talk about that, what would you like your legacy to be in the school setting and in Castleberry community specifically?
Well, Castleberry community and Castleberry Elementary that's a third of my heart. How about that? My school heart, my kids. I think for me, it's not about being a school board member, but it's just about supporting the folks. You talked about supporting kids and families, but we do a lot to support the faculties and staffs as well. Yes. Through the foundation. I'm very fortunate to be able to invest back in the school system. Typically, I look for things not for a funding source per se, but let's say I'm on a campus and I hear about a great program that they're doing that's really reaping rewards with kids. And then they did one, for example, at one of the high schools, and it was a great math initiative. And I'm like, what does it cost to do that? I really want to take that through the county and help some kids. I like to help the ones that are more in need and just see the fruit of it, the reward of it. So we've done a lot of good things that I'm very proud of. We support Pinecrest Elementary, do some things for teacher appreciation, do a lot of discretionary stuff behind the scenes.
Yes, you
I
do.
get notes sometimes, thank you for your kindness, and sometimes they're signed and sometimes they're not, and that really makes me feel good.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. Karen, we are always looking for the next generation of leaders. I've asked this a couple of different times to different guests. How would you encourage the PTA parents, or maybe somebody that's just trying to get by with their kids right now, or a young up-and-coming teacher? How would you encourage these folks in the school system and community to be a part of serving like you have over the course of your life?
Well, give it a good, honest view. Do it because you want to serve, not because you think you're going to get something from it. you always get more out of it when you put more into it. Be genuine, be real. Have it go in a direction to serve with something that interests you. Take, whether it's a paid job or not, do something you love and you'll always enjoy doing it. Education's my thing. Other people have gone from school board to, let's say, county commission. No, thank you very much. Not my cup of tea. Not stuff. No, I want to just encourage people. Be there and be a good listener. Listen more than talking, as opposed to today where I'm doing a lot of talking. A good ear can really help somebody a lot.
But you have so much to say, Karen, because you've listened so well over many, many years. You've listened to the voices in our community. You've listened to student voices, teacher voices, and somehow you've been able to bring it all together in a way that has blessed not only our city and local community, but our county as well. And you've represented Castleberry so well at the county level. And I know many of us in Castleberry are so proud that you're a part of our community who lead so well in the bigger community. Anything else in closing, Karen, that you'd like to share with our listeners?
A challenge in life in general, social media. I find that things go rampant on there, and I try not to do any business on social media. I try to kick it back to my professional email or telephone, but I have come to find out that sometimes I want to help someone with whatever problem, and they really just want to vent. They've had this big rant with hundreds of people commenting, and it's crazy.
Yeah, honestly, the only reliable social media is the What's Up Castleberry Facebook feed.
There you go.
Always like,
and Willow Creek.
And Church Together, just, while we're here. And Seminole County Public Schools. But other than that, I'm with you.
I say, and lastly, just be real with people, be honest with them, have a level-headed conversation, try and make it a non-personal issue, just make it a topic that you want to talk about. And it's okay if people have different opinions or if they have a stronger reaction. Be respectful. Have a different opinion. It's okay.
Yeah, that's well said. And that's one of our goals, is to bring people together through this conversation. And we really appreciate your time and effort in doing that and being so open and vulnerable. I love that about you, Karen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. You model that for us and for so many. So, Karen, thank you so much. I tell you, maybe we need to do a part 3, 4, 5, and 6 because this is.
I'll bring the kids.
Bring the kids. This has been such a great conversation, and there's many more directions we could go, but we do have to wrap up. Karen, thank you so much for your time. I know it's valuable. I know you share it so generously with so many, and we're certainly grateful that you've shared it with us and our listeners. Karen Almond, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Andy and Drew. Have a great day.
Well, Drew, as I was listening to that, I was just reminded how grateful we can be to have such dedicated community servants among us. And Karen will have a rich legacy in our school board, a rich legacy in Castleberry, but I suspect she's going to keep building on it as well as she moves to this next season of her life. Her interview is inspirational, but to wrap us up, Drew, you've got an inspirational moment for us as well.
I do, Andy. Thank you. This was posted on our What's Up Castleberry social media feed. It's a quote from now deceased, but Apple founder Steve Jobs. And Mr. Jobs said this: if you are working on something that you are really about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. And I started to reflect on that. If you're working on something that you're really about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. I love that part of the sentence, that if you're passionate about something, it almost encompasses the way in which you think, the way in which you feel, and the way in which you live. And so for me, as I was reflecting on that quote, I started to kind of make a list of what are the handful of things. They can't be many, but the handful of things that I don't have to be pushed to do, but rather come from my head, my heart, my hands, and go out into the world. And so what is it for you, listener? What are the things? Is it being a parent? Is it reflecting on matters of faith? Is it your occupation and job? Whatever it is, if it's something that you are really about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision, the goal, the desire will pull you and move you forward. So perhaps even make a list this week of some things that you're really about.
Great word, Drew. And I mean, I know there are some things that it feels like we're pushing uphill to get done as well. But as Karen was speaking as well, she's a lady who has a vision that is pulling her forward. So thank you for sharing that. Friends, we hope you've enjoyed this episode of the What's Up Castleberry podcast, a casual conversation about our community. This podcast is produced by Robin Kepi and James Bittner. Music has been produced by Jeremy Birdsell. Graphics by Christian Moscoso. For more information, please go to our brand stinking new, fantastic, all-inclusive, everything you need to know website, which can be found at whatsupcastleberry.com. That's whatsupcastleberry.com. That will give you links to our Facebook page, Instagram, podcast feed, and you can go there independently if you'd like as well at What's Up Castleberry. Like and subscribe to the podcast. Please rate us and review us. And until next time, Castleberry, we hope you have a fantastic, great week. Take care. Bye-bye.